Okay, everybody, we're doing a lower body workout today. We're going to start off with a couple warm-up and exercises just to get us ready to go. So we've done this a couple times before. We're going to start by pulling your knee up and then rotating your hip out. So pull the knee up and rotate out. We're going to do that 10 times on each side. We've got some curtsy step-ups today, so our hips are going to be going in a little bit of a different movement than we normally walk and sit from. So it's good to get the hips opened up. Also helps practice our single leg balancing. All right, when we're done with about 10, we can go ahead and switch legs. So the opposite leg will come up and then we'll rotate that hip out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and then let's go the opposite direction. So I'm going to go back to my right leg. I'm going to abduct, so my hip is going to come out. I'll pull my hip out to the side and then pull in. So the hip comes out and then I pull in. Our glute muscles are working in a different kind of position with this and different movements. Whoops. And also pelvis and hip stabilizers are also getting a good workout when we do this type of hip rotation. All right, and then change sides. So left leg, hip will come out and then you pull it in. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Once we're done with 10 with both directions, both legs, we're just going to do some knee hugs. So I'm just going to pull that knee up to my chest, switch legs nice and softly, nice and slow so you don't lose your balance. 5, 6, we'll go to 10, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's just do 2 forward folds just to get our spine a little bit more warmed up for a rounded position. So we've done this at the end sometimes, but we'll go ahead and drop that chin. Allow the shoulders to kind of roll forward. Roll your spine forward. My knees are softly bent. We'll try to go all the way to the floor or as low as you can. When you come up, push your rib cage back softly. Knees are still bent. Head and shoulders are dangling down. Head will be the last to come up. Let's lift up those arms and look back just a little bit, back and up to come into extension, and we'll go one more time through. So head comes down, shoulders come down. We roll that spine, kind of round it down. Hopefully you notice on your second time you can get a little bit lower. And up with those arms, look up to the ceiling a little bit and relax. Okay, so for the first part, we are going to need a pillow, a big pot, and a wall, or I'm going to use the edge of my couch to do my wall sit on because I don't really have any empty walls around me here. So we have four movements. We're going to do them 4 times through. If we get a 1 minute break when we're done with each set, so with each round. So let me quickly demonstrate the movements. For those of you who've done this multiple times, I apologize, just be patient. So you're gonna do a pillow slam. So we lift the pillow up and we slam it down. So this will be 12 times. The second movement is gonna be a curtsy step up. So this is where we're gonna use our big pot. And we'll be standing on that pot. I am going to do a curtsy step up. So we curtsy to the queen, the pretend queen in front of us, and then we step up. So we'll do that 8 times on each leg. Then we will use our big pot and we'll do a little like Irish jig around the pot. So we'll be doing kind of these fast feet taps around the pot. It will go one direction and then the other direction. And then the last thing that we're gonna do is that wall sit. So we'll use the pillow, hug it between your knees. I'm gonna use the armchair, the arm part of my couch, and we'll be doing a 1 minute wall sit. So with this, we just need the heels to be under the knees, and the knees to be at a 90 degree angle. All right, so if everybody's ready, we got all our equipment out, we'll go ahead and begin. Remember, we're doing 4 sets of this, but we'll get a 1 minute break after each set. All right, and 3, 2, 1, begin. Lisa, if you don't want to slam, you can also just do squats. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. Set your pillow aside, but we'll need it in a little bit. And then we're gonna go into those curtsy step-ups. So get on your stool or your pot, or whatever you're using for your elevation. And then I'm gonna begin with the right leg. So I'm gonna curtsy with my left, step up with my right. Curtsy, step up. Malcolm, this is your favorite exercise. 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Very good. Switch legs. So left foot is on the pot or the stool, and we'll begin curtsying with the right, step up with the left. 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, come to the side of your pot or your stool, and we're gonna do that little Irish jig, fast feet around the pot. And 3, 2, 1. Nice and light on your feet. Try to use your arms. Change directions when you get to one side. Very good. Okay, grab your pillow when you're ready. We're gonna go into those wall sits. So find an empty space on the wall. I'll holler to you when we're done with the minute. So if you need to step away from the camera, that's fine. All right, in 3, 2, 1, begin. Very good. Squeeze that pillow, push down into your heels, push into your hips and your back against the wall. Just make sure you're not too much on your toes. Just keep squeezing. This first one is always the hardest one. Try not to use your arms. It's okay, Malcolm. Kind of go in and out of it if you can, okay? We're at the halfway mark, so maybe you can give me another 15 seconds. Keep holding, everybody. Squeeze that pillow. We've got 15 seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, up we go. Okay, we've got a 1-minute break. Grab a drink if you need it. I'm gonna take one. Fix your arrangement if you need to. Everybody looked like they did really well though. We'll be starting up with those pillow slams. Whew. Once again, we have some June gloom here today, and it's a little chilly. Hence why I'm wearing pants. Okay, we've got 15 seconds. All right, remember we've got 12 of these in 3, 2, 1, begin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Very good. Next is our curtsy step ups. I'm going to start with my right leg. And we will go ahead and curtsy with our left. So curtsy and step up. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Switch feet, left foot is on the pot, curtsy with our right. And 1, 2, try to get as low as you can to the floor with that back knee without touching the knee to the floor. That's number 4, 5, and 6, 2 more, 7, and 8. All right, time for that Irish little jig. Lisa, be careful with the bouncing. Come to one side of your pot or your stool, and we'll begin. Change directions. You don't always want to go in the same direction. Very good. Okay, grab your pillow, find your wall. We'll move on to your wall sit. All right, everybody get set. And 3, 2, 1, begin. Squeeze that pillow. It's gonna help stabilize your pelvis, which helps stabilize your hips and your lower back, strengthens your adductors. We're also using the adductor as a stabilizer for our curtsy lunge. We'll be using it later as well with another exercise, so warming him up with a nice, good squeeze. Good. Remember, I always kind of like change where my thought is. I think about my feet, and I think about my knees squeezing together. I think about my butt cheek squeezing if I can. We've got 15 seconds. Hold on tight. Make sure your back is up against the wall. 3, 2, 1. Relax. 1-minute break. Whew. Shake out your legs. Whew. right, round 3 is coming up. All right, we've got about 15 seconds. Grab your pillows. All right, in 3, 2, 1, begin. We're doing 12 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to exhale. 6 as you slam, exhale. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good job. Whew. We'll get ready for our curtsy step ups. Let's start with the left leg this time. So left leg on the pot. We're going to curtsy with our right. So curtsy and step up. Curtsy, step up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hips stay relatively straight. That knee is stabilized. It's not going too far out to the side. And go ahead and switch legs. Right foot is on the pot. Left foot will start with those curtsies. So curtsy, step up, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I lost my balance. And 8. Very good. Okay, find the side of your pot. We'll go into those fast feet, kind of around the pot. And 3, 2, 1, begin. Change directions when you need to. Whew, very good. Okay, find your pillow, go get set up against your wall. All right, everybody ready? In 3, 2, 1, begin. Push into your heels, squeeze that pillow. Notice when you squeeze the pillow, it kind of engages your lower pelvis and your lower abdominal region, which is going to help stabilize the lower back, strengthen your pelvic floor, all sorts of good stuff. Keep holding tight. We've got 20 seconds. Keep holding. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, very good. We've got 1 more minute rest and then our last set. Whew. Grab a drink if you need it. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have a nice little new plant in the back corner here. Somebody left it out by the garbage the other day, so I rescued him. I think it's a philodendron. You see it? Everybody's looking.
Good save, Stace. Good save.
Yep. Okay, Last set coming up. Grab your pillows. And 3, 2, 1, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good job. Whew. We'll get set up for those curtsies, step ups. I'm going to start with left leg again. Left leg's on the pot. We're going to curtsy with the right. And curtsy, step up. Should feel lateral stabilization in that glute, as well as medial stabilization in the adductor. 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Change feet. Right foot's on the pot, left foot curtsies. And step up. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, and 8. Very good. Okay, one more time around that pot. And 3, 2, 1, begin. Change directions. Whew. All right, grab your pillow. We got one more wall sit. Okay, everybody get set. Last one here. All right, in 3, 2, 1, begin. There we go. Last one. Think about your posture. Think about the quads are probably starting to burn by now. Squeeze that pillow. We're getting close. Hold on. Hold on. We've got about 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh man. Oh gosh. Okay. We're done with that stuff. So we've got 3 strength movements. So we're going to focus on 2 single leg movements and then a hip hinge. So I'm going to start off showing you guys the first exercise, and then we'll go ahead and follow right along together for the first exercise, and then I'll explain the second. We'll follow along with the second, so on and so forth. So the first one, we're still going to be using your pot or your stool. We're doing a step down. So with a step down, we want to think about a nice controlled eccentric movement or a downward movement to the floor. So I will start with my left foot on the box or on the step. And I'm going to shift my hip back a little bit so that my left knee does not travel too far forward. So my left knee, I know it's a little hard to see with my black pants. My left knee is relatively over my ankle. So again, I will slowly descend to the floor and then step back up. My right leg is in extension and it's slightly, I am lifting up my foot slightly, my toes, so that that leg can stay kind of straight, which helps me keep my my left knee back. So we're gonna do 8 on each side, nice and slow. 1 and 2. I always pretend that that right leg is really doing nothing for me. I'm really, all of my weight, all of my strength is on the left leg. 3, 4, and 5, 6, 2 more, 7, and 8. Okay, I'll rotate so you can get a different angle. So right foot will be on the pot or the stool. Left foot will now be our dangling leg. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. And Donna, don't let your left foot go out too much to the side. It's almost going to go slightly in front of the pot. There you go, because then your hips stay more aligned. Yep, good. I've got 2 more. Nice and slow. Whoop. Very good. Okay. Next, we're going to need 2 pillows. We're going to be doing a Romanian deadlift. So with the pillows, we're going to hug them into our body. This is going to help create a little bit of tension in the front of our body and around from your lats to your serratus anterior, into your rib cage, and then into your tummy. So whenever we're doing a hinge or a deadlift, we want to make sure our front, our midsection, our tummy is nice and tight. So all we're going to do is 12 Romanian deadlifts or hip hinges. So we're going to soften those knees and then push those hips back. We get a nice stretch on that hamstring. My back is nice and flat. My chin is pulled in. And then I stand by pushing my hips forward and squeezing my butt. We'll do 12 of them. Nice and slow on the way down, and then squeeze through the butt and the hips on the way up. As you go down, make sure you're pulling in the belly button towards the spine. Not sucking in your stomach, but almost like pulling up through your pelvis or your pubic bone. And that's going to help create support at your lower back. The more you squeeze those pillows, the more you should feel some tension or some strength through your lats, kind of come around your sides, underneath your armpits there. Let's do 1 more. And good. Set your pillows aside. We'll need those in a second. Okay, the next one here, the third and final one for our strength set, I'm going to be using a big thick book. So it's about 2 inches tall. We're doing those front foot elevated split squats. So with this one, we're going to strengthen the muscle right on the inside of your knee called your vastus medialis or your VMO. So with this one, we do want the knee to go forward. We'll have to change our body alignment to make sure that we're nice and safe and stable in that positioning. So we come back into like an extended lunge position. My back heel will remain elevated the entire time. My hands are going to be on my hips. And then I will, almost like an escalator, I'm going to come down and forward so that my front knee goes past or at my toe. And then I push up. Hopefully I didn't lose my balance. It's important to have this lean forward of your upper body so that we don't get any pinching in your lower back. So we're doing 8 of these. If you've already begun, great. If not, go ahead and start. And we're taking our time nice and controlled on the way down. With your hands on your hips, have that be a little guide to you to feel that your hips are both facing forward. sometimes the rear leg can almost rotate that back hip backwards, and that would cause a rotation in your spine. We don't want that, obviously. So make sure toes, knees, hips are facing straight forward. I'm going to change legs after this one. All right. You'll probably feel a good stretch in that rear hip as well. Remember, the back heel is elevated the whole time. 1 and 2. Whoops. Losing my balance. And 3. And 4. 5. 6. Malcolm, it looks like your right hip might be a little rotated, so make sure the back foot is straight and that right hip isn't kicked out. I'm gonna do one more. Ugh, very good. So hopefully you felt that in the quad, kind of near the knee. I definitely felt it all the way up the quad, and then I do feel it in the side of that butt as well. So we'll move right back into the step downs. A little bit shorter range of motion here, and we're a little bit more focused on the posterior side. So we get a little bit more glute action rather than quad action with the one that we just did. So I'll start with my left foot on the box, and we'll start with those nice slow step downs. Remember, we are not allowing the knee to go too far forward with this one. So you'll probably feel a little tension in the hamstrings on the way down, which is good, especially closer to the knee. Remember, the hamstring passes the knee and then inserts all the way up into your sit bone. So the section of the hamstring behind your knee is really important to protect your knee. All right, that was about 8 for me on that side. I'm going to change to my right foot, and we'll go ahead for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Everybody froze on me, so I'm hoping everybody's still with me here. All right, let's grab those pillows. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with those Romanian deadlifts. We're doing 12 of them. So remember, squeeze those pillows really hard. You should feel that wrap around, that tension from your lats underneath your armpit into your ribs. All right, knees softly bend, and we push back. Feel the stretch in that hamstring, and then squeeze through your hips and your butt. And 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, one more, and 12. Good. All right, we're moving on to the front foot elevated split squat. So you'll grab your book. I'm going to start with my left leg. And we're doing 8 on each side. Remember that back heel is going to stay elevated, and just kind of give your back foot a little look. Make sure that it's not rotated outward. All right, here we go. Nice and slow on that downward motion. Let that knee come forward. You get nice extension in this right hip. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go ahead and switch legs. All right. A little different angle here. Right leg's on the book. Left leg is up. And begin. 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. All right, we've got one more round. Whew. So go back to your pots. We've got one more set of those step downs. So I'm going to start with my right leg, left leg's coming off of the pot. And we're going to go down nice and slow. Come up. Remember, we're not allowing the knee to go forward with this one. And 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Switch foot. I've got my left foot on the pot. Right foot's gonna step down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Good. When you're done with your 8, you can get rid of your pot because we are done with the pot. We're going to grab your pillows. We're going back into those Romanian deadlifts. Hug those pillows nice and tight. Feet are underneath your hips. Feet are facing forward. Squeeze those pillows, tighten up your stomach, bend your knees, and hinge back. Squeeze through the hips. And 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 more, 9, 10, 11, one more, and 12. Very good. Okay, we've got one more of your front foot elevated split squats. Kind of a mouthful there. All right, I'm going to start with my left foot on the book. The book is giving your ankle a little bit more range of motion so that we can get deeper, get more flexion in the knee, more extension in the opposite hip. So when we're ready, we'll begin. Lean forward. Don't lose your balance like I just did. And go ahead and slow on the way down. So allow that knee to go forward. Still keeping equal pressure through the ball of the foot and the heel. 4, and 5, 7 and 8. Switch legs. Right foot on the book, left foot back. And begin. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5. Hopefully you're following my pace. 6, 7, and 8. Whew, nice job. All right, we're done with the book. The next stuff, we're gonna finish off with a little bit of cool down work, a little bit of accessory work. So we're gonna be on the floor. So you're gonna need a paper plate if you're on carpet, or a towel if you're on hardwood floor. So we are gonna start with 10 Supermans. The Supermans, we're face down on our stomach and we're going into like a global extension. So we'll be lifting up through our whole posterior chain. So from this position, I'm gonna play around with where my arms are. So we can have your arms straight out forward, like we're like in a Superman position, like flying, or you can bend your elbows a little bit and have your hands kind of beside your face like this. We're gonna do 10 of them. We're gonna pause for like 1 second at the top just to make sure that we're contracting everything. So don't forget about your glutes, make sure you squeeze your butt. And we'll go ahead and begin for 10. So with us face down on the floor like this, we'll come up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 more, sorry, 8, 2 more for 10, 9, 1 more, and 10. Very good. We're gonna roll over to one side and we're gonna do just some straight leg raises to activate that glute a little bit more, finish off with a little bit of accessory work for the glutes. So with my bottom knee bent at about a 90-degree angle, this is gonna help me stabilize. My head is resting on my arm so that my neck is in a nice straight line position with my spine. My hips are gonna need to be stacked on top of each other, so I'm gonna slightly roll forward just so that I can tell both hips are aligned. My top leg will remain straight. I'm gonna pull my toes towards my face just a little bit, and then we're gonna raise that top leg 20 times. We should be feeling it in the glute, right on the side here. Stabilize through your lower pelvis and your belly. So don't just let your hips kind of fall forward too much where your belly kind of hangs forward. You got to pull up through that pubic bone. That should also flatten out your lower back. So you should feel that kind of flatten out as you tuck your pelvis. All right, I'm about at 20, so I'm going to shake out that hip a little bit. And then I'm going to bring that leg forward. So I'm at about a 45-degree angle here from my hip, right? From where I just was. And then we'll go ahead and do that 20 times as well. So up and down, keeping that knee straight is important. We get a little bit different gluteal muscle engagement here with this one. A little bit more in the minimus. Make sure we're stabilizing through those hips and the stomach. I'm using my top arm a little bit to help me stabilize. And that was about 20. Whew, good. Go ahead and straighten out your bottom leg. Bring that top leg over and we're gonna do an adductor raise. So I'm gonna hold on to my knee or my ankle here of this top leg. Yes, that kind of stretches out that butt since we just worked him. Okay, there we go. Okay, so my bottom leg is straight and my foot is slightly flexed towards my face, and then I'm gonna rotate my big toe upwards to the ceiling so that my pinky toes come off of the floor. So I'm gonna go ahead and raise that bottom leg up towards the ceiling, and I'm gonna pause for 1 or 2 seconds, and then down, and then up, pause, and then down. So that pause is gonna allow that adductor to really grab and hold. Again, we're thinking about keeping that pubic bone pulled up towards your belly button, lower abs engaged. Again, this helps strengthen pelvic floor. We have about 5 adductor muscles. They're all pretty jammed right up there on the inside of that leg. And they all have different functions depending on where the foot angle is. All right, good. Let's switch sides. All right, so we'll start with the top leg raise. So I'm gonna bend my bottom knee, get my hips aligned, stabilize through my lower pelvis and my abs. My top leg is straight, foot is slightly pulled to my face, and I'll begin raising for 20 times. 3, 4, make sure the hip doesn't roll back on you. 6, 7, 8, you're probably gonna feel the bottom hip and the bottom butt because those are stabilizing you, but they're kind of tired because we just worked them on the other side. So I definitely feel my bottom butt and bottom hip kind of working. If you're having a hard time feeling the engagement here at your butt, go a little slower on the way up and really focus on the muscle that we're trying to pull from. So sometimes I even keep my hand right here on my butt so that I can feel the contraction. All right, that was about 20. I'm gonna shake out that hip a little bit, and then I'm gonna pull that leg forward about a 45-degree angle. And then we'll begin raising from that angle 20 times. Again, I'm stabilized here in my lower pelvis and my core. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, oh gosh, 19, and 20. Shake out that hip, and then we'll go into that adductor raise. So bottom leg straightens, top leg comes over, foot to the floor. I'm gonna hold on to my shin. The bottom foot is gonna pull towards my face a little bit, and then I'm gonna rotate the big toe towards the ceiling. And we'll go ahead and raise, give us a 1 or 2 second hold at the top, and down nice and slow, raise and down. 3, again, make sure hips are stacked. 4 and 5, 6, try to really pull that leg up as high as you can. 8, 9, and 10, good. Go ahead and lie on your back. I'm gonna turn around. You're gonna use your paper plate for this one. We're gonna do some hamstring slides or hamstring curls in a bridge position. So lying on your back, we're gonna tuck that pelvis, right? So pelvic tuck, lower back is on the floor. My hands are gonna come to my hips. I'm gonna press up my hips. I have the paper plate under my right foot. I'm gonna push my right foot down into the floor, extend that leg away, and then slide that leg back in. So on the way in, we're really contracting through the hamstring. On the extension, you're gonna feel your hamstring as well, but it's just the eccentric portion. So It's stabilizing that knee and that hip. With your hands on your hips, you should be able to tell if one hip is dipping. So the leg that's extending, make sure we're not losing position of that hip. I've got one more on this side. And switch sides. So left foot is going to go on the paper plate. Pelvic tuck. Push up through the hips into your bridge position. Hands are on the hips. And slide that leg out into extension and pull back in. 2, 3. You'll feel on the extension. 4, that you're going to need some glute contraction on that side. 5, 6, that's what is helping to keep that hip in place. 7, one more. And 8, very good. We're gonna flip back into our Superman. So face down. And we're gonna do one more set through these things and then we'll be done. So on your stomachs for your Supermans, we're gonna go ahead for 10 of these. Point those toes. Squeeze everything through your backside. 2, 3. I'm feeling my butt being able to contract a little bit more since we just did all that glute work. All right, that was about 10 for me. Go ahead and lie on your side. We're gonna go right back into those glute raises. Bottom knee is bent. Top leg is straight. Your foot is pulled towards your face a little bit. Roll the hips so that they're stacked on top of one another. Pull that pubic bone up. We've got engagement here at the lower belly. And go ahead and raise for 20. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hand on the hip if you need to feel that glute muscle contracting as we raise that leg to the ceiling. This is called abduction, where your leg is coming away from your midline. Our hip slightly rolls internally with this position, which is what it's supposed to do. All right, that was about 20. Shake out that hip if you need to, and then we're gonna slide that leg forward about 45 degrees. And again, check in with your lower stomach and raise up for 20. Keeping that knee straight. Try not to let that hip fall back. $19, oof, and 20, oof, good. All right, straighten out the bottom leg. The top leg bends. We're gonna grab onto that shin or the knee, wherever is comfortable. Yes, my hip is tight. Okay. All right, bottom leg is straight. The toes are pulled to the face. This time we're gonna keep the pinky toe flush to the floor. So we're not gonna rotate that leg up at all. And we'll go ahead and raise up, hold. Try to get that leg as high as you can. Remember those 5 adductor muscles that we talked about, all are dependent on the rotation of the leg. So since we have a different rotation now of that foot and leg, we should be kind of accentuating a different muscle. gonna do one more. Very good. All right, switch sides. We're almost done. All right, bottom knee is gonna bend to help stabilize you. The top leg will be straight. Hips are stacked on top of one another. Pull up that pelvis, that pubic bone, and go ahead and raise the top leg for 20. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I don't go too high with these. 19, 20. Shake out that hip. Pull your leg 45 degrees forward. Make sure your lower belly's on and begin. 6. Always monitor how high you go with the leg because it's going to create a different angle at the hip and that femur insertion into the hip. So the higher you go, the more it's going to kind of push that femur bone a little bit too far inward, which could cause some weird rotation at the hip and pelvis. Oh man. Oof, okay, that was about 20. Shake out that hip a little bit, and then we'll go into your adductor raise. Okay, top leg bends, bottom leg straightens. Remember, we're gonna pull the toes towards the face a little bit, but then we're gonna maintain that pinky toe on the floor. Go ahead and raise that bottom leg up and down, up and down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Lie on your back. Find your paper plate or your towel. We've got those hamstring curls, and then we are done. All right, so before we go up into our bridge position, let's make sure we do a pelvic tuck just to lengthen out that lower back. Engage your stomach, hands on the hips, push up through the hips into your bridge position. Go ahead and extend that right leg or whichever leg you've got on your towel or paper plate. 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Good. Switch legs. Pelvic tuck before you lift the hips. Lift the hips. Extend out the left leg and curl it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Very good. All right, roll to your side. Sit up carefully. Whew. Let's just come into a nice, easy butterfly stretch. We did a lot of work on the adductors today. So I'm gonna pull my feet towards my midline. And then I'm just gonna rock back and forth just to get those hips opened up a little bit more. Stretch out my adductors since we did so much work with them. And then I'm gonna just pull up through my torso. I'm definitely holding onto my feet. And then I'm just gonna lean forward ever so slightly. Gets a little bit deeper into that hip. Nice, good breath. All right, straighten out your legs. We'll cross the right leg over the left leg. We're gonna do just a nice gentle knee hug so the foot lifts off of the floor. Excuse me. Nice breathing. Let that hip kind of relax. All right, and switch legs. So let's cross the left leg over the right. Gently hug up that left knee. Try to sit nice and tall. Let that hip relax in your arms, right? You got a good hold of the leg. Let the hip relax. Nice, good breath. All right, we are done. Good job, everybody.